Welcome to Table for One. I'm the narrator, and at long last, the time has arrived. Let's get rolling. Alright, so I'm going to unbox everything Anachrony. I can't tell you how excited I am for this. I ordered this with my Voidfall order, and so that order arrived in October of 2023, but this box, the big box that stores everything, was not ready yet. It was on back order, so that just arrived today. It is early July of 2024, so I've been waiting close to 9 months to open this up. And as you'll see, all the Anachrony stuff, I've still got it in the shrink, so I've been not so patient, but I managed to hold off from opening it. So let's get going. I can't wait any longer. So let's open this plastic. This box is enormous. The camera doesn't really capture it. I do have all the expansions here. It's evening at time of recording, but I had a big pasta dinner, so I've carb loaded. I should be okay for this marathon opening. Here we go. So there shouldn't really be much in here. I do kind of wish it said Infinity Box though, but I'm late to the game. So this should really just be storage solutions, trays. My goodness. So as a point of reference, I think the internal volume of this, like the actual storage capacity, is greater than the Voidfall box. I think it's bigger, but the dimensions are a little different. So this actually fits. I already tested it. Fits in my storage cabinet. So here's the manual for how to put everything in here. It's decent length. What do we have? Cardboard. And a bunch of trays. I'm not going to go through these really right now because I have nothing to put in them. I need to open up all the Anachrony boxes. But that's what's in here. I'll put it all away before we're done this evening. So now let's start with this Anachrony, the Essential Edition. This is going to be the main box, or the main game. The real kicker is we're taking a family vacation, and so we're going to be gone for a week. So I'm going to finally get all this stuff unboxed, and then I won't be able to actually play it. It's actually going to be a big group vacation, and it's not like a gaming vacation. There's going to be families and little kids and stuff, but I've managed to pack 14 games. We'll see how many I play. All right, so what have we got in here? Here is the rulebook. Looks like these are the resource cubes. These are the default ones. I do have all the bags of upgraded goodies off to the side too, so we'll get to those. But anyway, we've got resource cubes, including the water droplets, score pad. I'm kind of surprised some of this stuff's just floating around in here. There's a bunch of bags, which I won't need because I've got the big storage box. These look like the leader cards. These are the for the mining area. These are the resources, and probably some other stuff too. Probably the like end game condition for scoring criteria. These are the standees for the banners. 3 dice. 2 of them are for the breakthroughs. 1 of them is for, I want to say these are anomalies and paradoxes. And then all this is together. Oof. Oh, I'm punching things. They were not all plastic wrapped together. All right. So this looks like it's probably the main board, player boards, and the path boards. What else have we got? And then just all the cardboard bits. There are a lot of cardboard bits. This is going to be something. Guess I better just get going. So stick around. I'll fly through this real quick, sort it out, and let you know what I got. Here we go. So you may have noticed I jumped into the big box. It just made sense to kind of store this stuff as I went. So we'll be revisiting some of these. Some of these wells here are for expansion stuff. But in this one, we've got cards for the endgame scoring conditions, the mining area, as well as the recruiting cards, and then the starting asset cards. In these bins, we've got the buildings and the anomalies, and we've got like the crumbling capital stuff, all the victory point tokens here, some blocked spaces, the -3 victory point, and then I should actually I'll leave those, it's fine. What are those, paradoxes? Anomalies? I think paradoxes. I think anomalies are comprised of 3 paradoxes, if I remember correctly, which I might not. We've got the resource die, and then this die as well. Here are the timeline tiles with the asteroid impact one there. Super projects go here. There's space here for some more dice from another expansion. And here we've got the different worker types. The 4 basic ones, and then these are the breakthrough tiles. So I need to do the the player or the 4 like faction boards as well. But these trays are like all different shapes, and I won't know which one goes into which tray because they're not labeled at all. I don't see like the faction symbols on any of these, which is kind of a miss. That would have been, they did it on some of these other trays, like here, so you can see what goes where. They don't appear to have done that with the factions with like these symbols here, so that would have made it easy. So I don't know what goes where until I open the Exosuits box. So I did not punch out, and all these punch outs, did not punch out the Exosuits, which you can see some of them here, and then some of these resources, and these tiles as well, because I've got upgraded content. So let's start digging into some of that. So let's jump into this first. These are the metal cubes for the resources. These are really nice. I've been looking at them for a long time, but I'm just, every time I pick it up, I'm shocked at the weight. These are solid metal. These are really nice. So it's 15 of the neutronium, and I think 20 of everything else. This is titanium, uranium, and gold. So these are great. Put them next to their plastic counterparts there. And I remember joking on the Board Game Geek forums a while back. I think you can use these as stand-ins if you're playing Voidfall for your Fleet Power cubes, which is kind of funny, but I think the size is right. Next up, I've got this resin and heat transfer pack. Okay. So here are 4 each of the what are these, morale and time travel trackers, I want to say. So we've got the cardboard ones, but there is in the expansions, another faction you can choose from, but the game only supports 4 players, regardless of how many faction options there are, so you only get 4 of these. What else? These are the anomaly tokens, I believe. Paradox tokens, my mistake. I don't know off the top of my head if these are piece limited. But for the time being, I'll just put them in here because it looks like they'll fit. These are nice, though. Nicer than cardboard, for sure. Maybe I should count them. I'm not sure if that was enough. There's only 12. I think there's supposed to be 16. Well, I'll keep the cardboard ones. I'll figure that out another time. And then these are the warp tiles, as well as I think this is quantum loops, which has something to do. The quantum loops are one of the expansions. And the warp tiles are player specific, so I will divvy these up in a minute. I will make you watch that. There we go, more pieces. All right, while I'm messing with resources, here is a water drop set, which I think was unnecessary. So the 1s and 5s, because I think it's identical to the ones that actually come with the base game. I think it already had like upgraded water to begin with. Yeah, these are the same. That's okay. They're not. These are not piece limited components, so it's fine to have the extras. Some more resin resources here. These are the energy cores and the flux cores, which I believe are from Fractures of Time. I can't tell you how difficult it's been over like the last 8.5 months to not open this stuff. I just can't emphasize that enough. Yeah, these are really nice as well. Yeah, these have a little bit of a 3D texture on them. Oh, these are stuck together. These two are stuck together good. There we go. And these, wish they were a little more purpley. Maybe if you like hold them up to the light. They're a little bit translucent, but they mostly look just flat black. But they're still nice, especially, man, there's a lot of them. It's nice to have the 3D resources. They just feel better. So that's what's in that pack. Got one more of these little ones. This is just the Anachrony promo pack. Promotional game content. It says here, 10 level 2 experiments, 1 appendix card, 4 promo super project tiles, 1 sentry postcard, and 1 appendix card. Well, you already said 1 appendix card. That's 2 appendix cards. Okay. A little bit of a mystery, but... Here's some super projects. I'm assuming that these 4 super projects are not already with the other super projects that came with the definitive edition or the essential edition, I believe. So let's look. This one's called Secret Societies. Let's see if we've got that one in here. No, we don't. So, can we fit the promos? That is a negative. That does not fit. I could probably smash it down. But these are not cards. These are cardboard. So maybe there's a place for the promo ones. All right, I'll set that aside. See if I can figure it out later. How many appendix cards do I really have? So there's the level 2 experiments, I believe it was. Level 2, yep, experiments, 10 of those. Sentry post. I think that's the sentry post. Oh, I think this just describes what these are. And indeed, there's an appendix card for each. So for the level 2 experiments and for the promo super projects, just little rules cards. So I'll set this stuff aside until I figure out where it goes. Now, what I really needed to get to, the exosuits, the minis. Mixed feelings on these, believe it or not. I mean, the main feeling is that they're awesome. There's no doubt about that. But they only come in gray, and I would really love some painted ones. But I am never going to paint them. I'm not a painter. I don't want to be one. That's a whole hobby within the hobby that I'm not looking to do because I already have a YouTube channel and an Etsy store, and I don't need to do painting too. I want to play some games at some point. But yeah, there's some folks out there have done a really great job painting their minis. I just don't know that I want to pay to ship these to someone to have them paint it, and however long they take. I mean, the pricing is going to be fair but expensive. Oh, this is taped. It's taped. Okay. There we go. Yeah, these are very, very nice. There's a little more weight, like I feel like in the base than I was expecting. So that's pleasant. I like that. I like these a lot. I wish they were. Wish you could just get them painted, but I know that's a big ask too. Okay, so now I can use the minis to figure out which of these belong to which faction, and then I can put this stuff away. So let's do that. All right, so I still don't know where these go. I haven't looked for these. As for these trays, if you're putting these away for the first time, the minis sort of fit in any tray. You'll just put it somewhere and you're like, yeah, I guess this works. But they fit very well in one specific tray, and you can't really tell by looking which is going to be which, but you'll know it when you find it. I also liked... this layout was very nice. I like that you can keep the banner on the stand. I didn't realize that, and it's got space for that. So you don't have to assemble that every time. It's just done. I did realize these are, I suppose, component limited because there's only a certain amount of each type. They do different things. So I took all of the cardboard, like exosuits, the cardboard warp tiles, as well as the cardboard cores, and I punched them out and put them in a bag just so I've got them. I also, where did it go? That one. The resources. I was able to easily fit the extra 1 water and 5 water droplets that I had. I tried combining the plastic cubes with these metal cubes, and they don't really fit. You could maybe kind of make it work. I thought about just putting half of these in there just to have extras, and because they're not supposed to be component limited. If you run out, you find a substitute. But I couldn't really make them fit, so I'll just keep these off to the side as well. So let's move some of this stuff out of the way and open up another box. Okay, what's next? We've got 3 more boxes, and this next one, first of the 3, is the classic expansion. So it's really interesting. This game's got a lot of expansions, but they're sort of modular in nature. And some of the modules can go together. I think most of them can, but some are mutually exclusive. Some of them don't go together. And it's kind of a lot to remember if you're sort of piecing things together, and every game's a little different, and how does this module work? Because there's so many of them. So I expect I'm going to do a whole series of rules videos for Anachrony to go over each module one at a time. And I don't think it'll be that dissimilar from some of the in-depth rules videos I've done for Voidfall. So that'll be coming at some point. Once I know what I'm doing, I suppose. That's kind of critical. So here is the rulebook for the Classic Expansion Pack. And it's got the Doomsday module, the Pioneers of New Earth module, and the Guardians of the Council module. Neat. So here we go. So here's like another exosuit type. So I'll put that with these other cardboard ones that I punched out because I think there's minis. Yeah, there's minis right here. And these are the larger sideboards. So this one's for the Doomsday module, which I think is pretty cool. You can move the asteroid strike forward or back, depending on what faction you're playing and what your goals are and how you play. So you can kind of adjust when the end game might happen. But I'm pretty sure this one is not compatible with Fractures of Time, which is a bummer because I think a lot of people say when they play Fractures of Time, like that's how they always play from then on. This one is, I already forgot what it was called, but this is like the adventure area. You can go out adventuring and like level up your suits, which I think that's what this is for. What is this called again? Pioneers of New Earth? Yes. Yeah, it's the adventure board and your exosuit upgrade boards. I was right. I did a little research. I tried. I did a lot of research 2 years ago when I ordered it, but I don't remember now. And these are the spaces for these exosuits that belong to the council. These cards must go with these. Oh, here's some more dice. And more bags. Oh boy, what else we got in here? All sorts of stuff in here. Oh, these are, depending on what module you play, you can add in these endgame criteria cards. Where am I going with this? Leave that here. These. Take these out as well. And that's it. I don't need this box anymore. All right, so real quick, I'm going to punch this stuff out, sort it, and then we'll move on to the next one. So here we go. All right, so that went okay. It was all pretty straightforward. Where some of this stuff is stored is a little bit of a mystery to me. Like it all makes sense, but like it's clear where the instructions tell me to store it, but as far as setting up the game, I don't know if it's necessarily optimal, but I haven't played yet either. So there's that. So a lot of these like extra module pieces are in this one tray. I was able to fit from this promo pack from before. There was an extra, I think 10 level 2 experiments. Those fit in here just fine. And then I think these extra pieces, these 4 super projects and this sentry post card, I think they're going to end up in here, maybe on this one. I'm not sure which of these, but the instructions say to just put any extra promo things that don't have a designated spot in here. So I think that's what that's going to be. The 3 dice, these 2 are for the Doomsday module, and this one is for Pioneers. Those go in that tray there. What else did I do? I've got this tray. It looks like these spots are actually for all these big cardboard hexes that represent the exosuits. I think those go here, as well as a lot of the solo components are going to go in here too. I figured out that the boards, the faction boards go here, as well as the exosuit upgrade tiles. And yeah, this was a little beguiling. But the Doomsday module, where you can move the asteroid track or tile forward or back, the little markers for that go in here with the -3 victory point token. That seemed like an odd spot to me. Like, I'm going to forget where that is, but I suppose it's visible enough that when I need it, I'll see it. So let's take a look. I got a lot of opinions for somebody who hasn't played the game, right? Let's take a look at the next expansion. And I'm going to open up Future Imperfect. This is a big footprint, but a thinner box. Let's get this one open. This one's got several modules, just like the one I just opened, the classic expansion pack. And the other box I still have left, Fractures of Time, I think is more... it's just a bigger expansion. I think I want to end with that one. As opposed to this one, which I think is probably still very good, but it's a bunch of more modules in this one. More little pieces. There we go. Very loud plastic. I mentioned, I don't know, in other videos previously, I've had the opportunity to talk to David Terzi a little bit, and he's a super nice guy. I've also had the opportunity to talk to Victor Peter a little bit as well, and he's been cool too. So what do we have in here? Oh yes, this is going to be a lot of cardboard. Okay, so the modules in this one got neutronide buildings, hypersync future actions, quantum loops, intrigues of the council. I think that's the big one. That's what all these agenda tiles are for. I think all this stuff, all these mission cards, emergency mission cards, more collapsing capital tiles. All this wild stuff is for intrigues of the council. That's the big expansion in here. Let's take a look. So another number of sideboards is like outrageous, just because of all the modular nature of it. I got a whole big stack of sideboards over here. Add them to the pile. So some cardboard punch outs, and like these I don't need, for example, because I already saw that I've got them here. Got the resin, 2 punch boards. Man, I got a lot of bags, which is nice. I'll use them for something. A bunch of cards. Some more standee things. Another bag. And that is it for this box. So I probably won't be needing this anymore since it's all going to go in the big box. Which the box itself felt pretty nice. It makes me a little sad to not hold on to it. I don't know. Probably try and sell it or something for $5. What these stands are for. So many questions. All right, well, I'm going to punch this out and put it away, and just like any other pieces, then I'll give you my notes at the end. So here we go. All right, so as far as the big box goes, that was pretty easy to put away. There's just this one tray here that is the Fractures of Time. Nope, sorry, Future Imperfect. This one tray is just the Future Imperfect expansion box, and so it's got your quantum loop buildings and your intrigues of the council buildings, the super projects that come with it, whatever these agenda things are, some various tiles. This I was kind of surprised. I think this one's quantum loops, and these are 3 for each player, but they don't go in the individual player trays. They go in here. Agenda benefits cards by faction, the normal missions, emergency missions, these quantum loop cards, and then there's space at the bottom there for the 4 little plastic standee holders. So that's what goes in this one. One thing I did not mention previously, the cards in these holders. It appears that anything that's like an actual playing card, not cardboard, it appears that there's more than enough room if you wanted to put sleeves on them. There's tons of room in here, so I think you could probably put premium sleeves on all these and they would fit just fine. So that was Future Imperfect. So I've got one more box to open, and that is Fractures of Time. This seems to be the big expansion, as if the other ones weren't big. But this one adds another faction and the blink mechanism, a whole other resource, another worker type. So I think this one changes the game the most, and I think it's very well received. I think they're all pretty well received, but I think once you play with this, you kind of don't play without it. So we've got, like I said, a new faction. So here's their minis. These are huge. These are, wow, even compared to the others. More plastic bags. Got some dice. I think this was for the blink mechanism. A couple more little standees. There's the valley board, and then all the pieces you need to make this 5th faction. And then here's everyone's fracture device board. Let's see. What in the world is this thing? Holy cow. Oh, these are the solo components. How could I have forgotten? Something like that. There we go. Here's the rule book. That's interesting that's wrapped in plastic. There we go. Let's get this out. I think a lot of the cardboard in here is going to be duplicates of stuff we've already got. We've got these enamel pieces here. The flux core tokens. But I guess not all of it. Oh, yeah, a bunch of replacement buildings. I don't even know how to handle that. Oh, man. A lot going on here. What is this? Yes, Chronobot and Chronosis. Solo mode. That's something I'm going to need for this channel, huh? That's probably how I'm going to play this game for a little bit. I always like to learn it solo if I can. It's easier to teach once you've played it as opposed to just memorize the book. It's not quite the same as playing. Okay. Well, one more time, I'm going to go through all these components. I'll put them in the trays, and then I'll let you know how it goes. Stick with me. So I think I finally made it through that. That was a little bit difficult, more so than the rest of it, because there were the components, for the expansion for Fractures of Time. And then separately, they listed out the components for the solo game. So I was kind of flipping back and forth between these two books to check the component lists while also going through this tray manual to figure out where everything goes. So that was a little bit of a task, that last one. I'm about to hit a record. I'm gonna run out of ability to record in a second here. I've been going for close to 3 hours. I've never had that happen so far on this channel, whether I was unboxing Voidfall or playing a long game like Nemesis. I've never quite hit this limit. So I'm gonna pause for a second and clear the memory card. Then I'll come back at the end and try and put all this stuff back in the infinity box. So here we go. All right, so I am back. Took a little while to offload that footage. I am close to 4 hours into this now. This has been grueling. This was a lot, but I'm still looking forward to it. So I used some of that time to clear the mountain of cardboard that was behind me, and also to make sure I understood how to put this all in the box. So let me show you what I am doing here. First, I separated all the cardboard that I didn't need because I had minis and resin upgrades. I separated them into the player colors, and then these are the like the console minis. And I'm just going to put those in a plastic bag, and I'm not going to store it with the rest of my Anachrony stuff. It might fit, but I don't know that I really need it. I'm also going to put these score pads in there because I just never use score pads. I just keep them pristine. I don't know why, that's a me thing, but I'm going to take these things and put them off to the side. And let's start to get everything in the box. And as I'm doing this, you can try and guess what this whole thing weighs because I weighed it. So here's how we're going to do this. First thing, we're going to take this tray here, which has these bots for the consoles, as well as most of the solo components. It's also got space here for some of the cardboard pieces that I just tossed to the side, in case you want to store them in here. So I'm going to put this on the bottom, as well as two of the base factions. Then the second layer is two more base factions, and the instructions say to offset them this way rather than stack them directly on top of each other. And then the added faction was this Path of Unity from the expansion. Goes right there. There's 5 layers. That's the first 2. The next one is all the like common materials. So these are the buildings, victory points, all those sorts of things, as well as the breakthroughs and all of the workers. And then the resources as well. So that makes the third layer nice and even. The next layer, this was very disappointing. This is it's a little bit uneven and a little bit flimsy, the plastic. And I went to pick it up and it tipped over, bashed into this box, and I cracked it. I can't believe I already broke it. It's got a crack in it here, which made me pretty sad. But this, anyway, goes here. Just be careful when you're handling that one. This is, so this one's, the timeline tiles and the super projects, as well as some dice. This one is, what was this one? Fractures of Time. And this one is Future Imperfect. Did I get that backwards again? Probably. This is Future Imperfect. This is Fractures in Time. Doesn't matter. Couple things to note. In this one, I couldn't find a spot anywhere for this appendix update card that I think came with that expansion. But it's kind of a larger card. This is the only place I could find that would fit it without bending it funny. So it's just kind of a reminder card, but that's where I put it. And then this big empty space is just left for whatever I guess you want. It's not really designated for anything. So the tray overview says use this compartment to store miscellaneous tokens and promo items without a dedicated space. Promo cards, however, should go into the cards tray in the next layer. So there you go. So we're 4 layers in. The last layer is really going to be the boards, and then this piece. And this piece here has a cutout in it to go around the player boards. So we'll put the player boards here. And this will go, oops, over it. There we go. Okay, the boards go all the way that way, and this bin goes all the way this way. Now we take the main playing board, put it up here, and then the valley goes on top of it. And here we have our 5 fracture devices, one for each player. Those go in this space here. And these 2 mini boards go on top of the fracture device there. Next, I don't honestly even know what these are, but there's one in each player color, and it goes here on top of the valley. And then this is where I went a little bit off script, but some of the resources in the game are not supposed to be component limited, and the rulebook say if you run out, find a suitable alternative. So these are the basic resources: titanium, gold, and uranium, plus neutronium, plus you shouldn't need any more of these energy cores, but also these flux cores as well. So I took all these just in case I ever do run out of the metal or enamel ones. I'm just putting them right here, and then I've got extras that are nearby that are easy to get to. Then there's these 2 modules, Doomsday and Pioneers of New Earth. These fold in half long ways. They go here. And the last one, I think this is Intrigues of the Council, and this one I honestly can't even remember right now. I think it's Hypersync. Go on top. And that leaves plenty of room for the tray overview manual, which was super helpful and very necessary while I didn't know what I was doing, just to figure out what goes where. Might not need it in the future. And then the solo rulebook, Fractures of Time, Future Imperfect, Classic Expansions, and the Anachrony Essential Edition rulebook. That is it. Let's put a lid on it. What do you think this thing weighs? Go ahead, think about it. Don't forget the weight of the trays. I did remove a little bit of cardboard. Okay, no lid lift, it's on there. This thing weighs 16 pounds and 11 ounces according to my USPS scale. So that is a lot of game. So I don't have much more to add for now. I'm pretty wiped. I've been unboxing a board game for longer than it's going to take me to play it the first time. So I need to go get some rest. But if there's anything you would like content-wise for Anachrony, let me know. Again, I plan to do a sort of in-depth rules video on each of the modules, explaining just how they work and what other modules they can be played with. And then, of course, I'm going to do some solo playthroughs of this as well. But I don't know, if you've got anything specific Anachrony-wise, let me know. Otherwise, if you're still here, I would super appreciate it if you would subscribe, like, share, and comment. It really is a big deal for me, so I do appreciate it. So thank you very much for watching. This has been Table for One. I hope you have an awesome week, and I will see you in the next video.